everyone, good morning. I am giving that baby that we got from the thrift store a bath. She was so grimy and gross and dirty and had a mouthful of what looked like milk and crackers or something, which actually warmed my heart because that means some sweet little child was playing with this baby and feeding her. I think that's cute. And if you remember she was full of electronic parts, and I wanted to see what she did, so I was going to put in some new batteries, but you can tell the batteries had exploded, so this mechanism was no longer going to be able to be salvaged. I did save the motor though, because that's a cool motor, and even if I don't find something cool to do with it, my 7-year-old will find something cool to do with it. This is just right up his alley. And check this out, when I pulled out her eyes, these were the eyes. Aren't they awesome? They're open and closed. Guessing that motor opened and closed those eyes. I gave this body a quick wash. So I'll put that aside and I'll put that in a regular wash. And she's been soaking in here, and a lot of that grime has already come off. It wasn't too bad. It's not an old doll that has a lot of oils and stains and stuff. Not in terrible shape, just a little dirty from being played with. This is just my first wash, and I'm only doing it to get off anything that's hardened, any food or anything like that. And then I'm going to go over the baby with some acetone or some brush cleaner. There doesn't seem to be any blushing on the limbs. The only factory paint that I can see are these orangey lips and these really crazy little painted on eyelashes. Why are they painted on in the crease? Nobody's eyelashes grow out there. But, you know, that's just the way it goes. And she does have some, looks like airbrushed paint in the back of her head. She has some molded hair, so I'm not going to be able to, probably not going to root her because she's so hard. I guess if I heated her up, I could root her, but the vinyl is super, super thick. I think hair painting would be fine for this baby. She has a really cute dolly face. And then I'll give her another bath after that. And you're probably thinking, you already did this with the Behringer doll. Do we really have to do this with you again? Yes, you do, because it's fun. It'll be fun. Maybe I'll inspire you to do it. Now, I want to say something kind of weird, but I came across a channel on YouTube, and I think it's called Pixie Mamas. Let me see if I can pull it up here. And you know, when you're on YouTube and it says, if you like this, you're gonna like this. And she came up, and I decided to watch her. And I probably watched about, I don't know, 4 or 5 of her videos. And I thought, this lady is so sweet. It's called, I just pulled it up, Pixie Mommy's Reborns. I will try to link it down there. And she's just the sweetest person. She's a collector. I don't think she makes dolls. Not as far as I can tell right now, but she's just a collector who really, 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 really loves her dolls and really loves this hobby. And she just started making this little series about being a beginner collector. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, so what? Well, let me tell you, this is totally important right now. What she's doing is really important, and it really is a gift to this community, because at this very moment, there are all these kind of companies that you've heard are really probably just one big company coming out. I think it's Hong Kong, China. And they're just like propagating these fake reborn sites, and I say reborn because they're not selling reborn dolls. What they're doing is they're just using a bunch of pictures from all of us who work hard to make these babies, and stealing copy and stealing videos and stealing imagery to sell a doll that they can't produce. They don't intend on producing. I understand why they're being successful, and that is because people want in. They want to be a part of this community. They want to start collecting these dolls, and they're so pricey. And a lot of these people are just way outpriced, and they're just trying to get a doll. And if these companies are offering it for $100 and they get a crap doll, but at least they have a doll, right? And she's saying, you know, if you do that, there's nothing wrong. You don't have to be ashamed of it. You don't have to, you know, feel bad about it. And you know, you don't have to stand outside of something you want to do just because you can't afford a top of the line silicone or you know, very, very nice reborn doll. And so what she does is she said, I'm going to, instead of moaning and groaning and bitching and pointing, I am going to educate people who want in on this hobby, who don't know much about it, so that when you do go out there to buy your first doll, you're not taken advantage of, you're not feeding a machine that promotes, you know, stealing of intellectual property and designs. She's educating, and I think it is awesome, and it's important information. And she doesn't know me, and I don't know her, and I'm not trying to like promote her channel or get her to promote my channel. I'm not monetized. I just wanted to share this in case you happen to be, you came across my video. If you happen to be one of those people who's a little confused about how this all works and what this all means, and you're looking for your first doll, she is going to help you with that. Oh, goodness sake. Am I out of tea? That was yesterday's tea. I should not be drinking my tea in here, but I keep it covered and on another table usually. In case you're wondering who's on my workbench, I have Landon. Look at that baby. He's got some pretty hazel eyes in. Isn't he gorgeous? He looks a little darker on this camera, at least from where I can see. Aria, she's so cute. She has some pretty blue eyes in Delta Dawn mohair. Ooh. I have my own mohair, and I mixed a little bit of mine up here, but I had that Delta Dawn, and I love rooting with that stuff. It's beautiful. And here's Rosalie. Oh my gosh, I am so in love with this sculpt, I'm telling you. So, so, so cute. I'm saving this baby for Rose, I believe. Little by little, I want to get my 10 babies. And here is Skya, cute baby, and she has German glass eyes in a really pretty baby gray. And who else? Oh, I have Patience. I love this baby. She needs her hair brushed. I just rooted all these babies a little while ago. And what color eyes does she have? Oh, she has glass gray eyes, and also so cute. And then Big Joe, holy moly, this guy's a big guy. He's so cute. Look at that. He turned out really great. He needs his hair combed too. He also has that really soft Delta Dawn mohair. Oh, lovely. Oh, look, he has a mohawk. Right on. He's a rocker baby. He's so cute. Let me move them to the side so that they don't get any acetone on them. And let's get this baby cleaned up a bit. I am just using some plain acetone, 100%. And I'm going to try to take the factory paint off this baby, and it seems to be coming off rather easily. And then after I'm done getting it off, I will probably let it dry for a minute. It should evaporate off rather quickly. Go one more round, and then give the baby another bath. There wasn't much factory paint. I think some blushing on the cheeks. When people say, oh, you know, what is the difference? I mean, you know, between, why would I pay $500, $600, $700 for that doll when I can get this doll for $19? I don't know how much this doll cost when it was new. Maybe more like $39. But I try to explain, you know, this baby is meant for children. You know, there are adults who collect these babies also, but ideally they're meant for children to play with. They're safety tested, so they don't have any lead or any pieces that can come off for choking hazard and all that good stuff. And they're meant to be a little bit more sturdy. And you know, their design is a little bit more basic. You don't have all those reborn details that you have with a reborn doll, like this mouth, for example. I mean, it's just flat back there, just flat. The eyes aren't totally anatomically correct or the right size. The nose is super, super tiny. Look at those nostrils. If a real baby had those nostrils, they'd have to be on an apnea machine. I know. And on this baby, we have something that looks like house paint or something. I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to find a way to get that off. It's coming off. Yay. Again, I don't see any paint on the limbs, but just in case they spray a coat of something on them. I have so much to do today. I have a sugar baby to mail out, and I have these 5 babies. I'm doing all their manicures and pedicures today, and just taking a look at the last bits. Look at, she's gonna be great. I don't know what kind of eyes I'm gonna put in there or how I'm gonna keep them in. I don't know if you can see her eye wells back there, but they're really hard. And so I'm gonna have to find a way to get those out. And it's not like I can heat these up and pop her eyes in, because this vinyl is really, really hard. So I might have to just go in there with a razor blade and really try to pull out those wells so I can get some eyes in, but I'll worry about that later. So that part is done. I'm gonna go give her another quick bath and get rid of all of this acetone, because a little bit of this will hurt my babies that are already painted, and I don't want that. What I'm going to do is neutralize her a bit. And I wouldn't normally, but her vinyl is so peachy pink that I kind of like to start off with a blank slate. So that is some matte varnish, I think some titanium white, some baby skin. And you'll see, I mean, I'm not really color correcting at this point. Just because it's so pink, I know if I put a lot of blue on, I'm going to get a really weird purpley color, and it's going to go muddy, and I don't want it to go muddy. This will prep this vinyl just because it's unpredictable, and I'm talking like I know everything, and I don't. I'm just going by instinct. Little cheapy doll. This baby has some cute little dimples and, you know, little creases and stuff that look really nice. I'm going to try to go even, make sure, and I might do 2 layers of this. I won't make you watch me do all 2 layers, just the first layer, so that you can see how the difference is already starting. I don't know if you can tell the difference. I can from where I'm at. Let's put it under here. It's already starting to make a difference to my eye. And then when I bake it, some of that white that's floating on that matte varnish is going to bake in a little bit. What I see from where I'm sitting is that it's a little paler, and it's going to be a little easier for me to work with, I think. And I just want to give that a quick eyeball, make sure that I don't have any lines or any pooling up between toes. That's what the pointy end of this is for. They just don't know it when they made the sponge, that they made them exactly for us. Don't tell them, they'll charge us more. Okay. Looks good. Hang that up to dry, which is going to be weird because maybe I should have clipped all these. I don't know. It's going to be hard to hang on my hooks, but I'll be back with the rest after a bake. I did 3 layers of that neutralizing, and I think it looks better. Less, you know, that kind of weird, vibrant peachy pink. I mean, it's still peachy pink, but vinyl is, especially for baby dolls, but I think it's just less severe. So I'm going to go ahead and do a yellow layer. I'm just taking some yellow, and I'm going to yellow up that nose. I'm not going to do a lot because obviously with this baby, I'm not going to get all that realism because it's not a very realistic sculpt. I'm going to do a plain yellow, I call it marigold wash. Again, probably don't need this yellow layer because this doll is already so peachy. When you're doing modeling, you're not getting a full cover. You're just getting it in spotty places. So as you do more and more layers, what ends up happening is some of the yellow and blue will mix, and in some places it won't. In some places some of the yellow and red and blue will mix, in some places it won't. You know, it's just, it's kind of random where it's going to hit. And that really gives you a lot of good depth.